Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Box Office Talk. This is the show where I break down what happened at the box office, see if my predictions for the top 5 are correct, then make predictions for next week's top 5. So let's get right on into it. Last week I predicted that number 1 would be It Chapter 2, number 2 would be Angel Has Fallen, number 3 would be Good Boys, number 4 would be The Lion King, and number 5 would be Hobbs Shaw. And I got 4 out of 5 of my predictions right for this weekend. I was so close. There was one film, though, that got a little bit nudged off, though, and another film entered the top 5. But let's go over what happened in the overall top 10. Number 1 was, of course, It Chapter 2. No surprise here. I think some people might be surprised, though, that this movie actually not only opened lesser than the first film, but it actually opened under $100 million. So $32 million less than the first It's opening. This movie opened with $91 million. Now, worldwide, that already adds to a total of $185 million, and the budget is estimated to be around 60 to 80, somewhere around there, like maybe it's like exactly dead 70. So this is actually a pretty good number to open on because it's already doubled its budget in a sense, and domestically it is the second highest opening weekend for any Stephen King film, so obviously this is obviously really great for it already. We all knew it was going to make a lot of money. I am not really all that concerned with the fact that it opened a little bit less, although it might lead to a result of it not making as much money domestically or worldwide, because worldwide this is a bigger opening than the first film's, like 179 million, something around there. But I actually noticed on IMDb that this movie actually opened in lesser places worldwide, so it could lead to an overall domestic and worldwide run that doesn't outgross the first film in any way, shape, or form. Nevertheless, though, it's making a ton of money right now, obviously, and there are people that are really excited to see this film. I saw it on Thursday, and I wasn't able to review it because of Hurricane Dorian, so tomorrow expect a review immediately because I need to talk about this film. Number 2 is Angel Has Fallen, making $6 million, adding to a domestic total of $53 million, and worldwide, according to Wikipedia, because Box Office Mojo hasn't updated their site, that adds to a worldwide total of $82 million. So they were able to double that $40 million budget and make $2 million over that, so that's pretty good. Maybe while it's still here in the top 10, it'll be able to get to $100 million worldwide and end this trilogy on a financial good note. Domestically, it is $9 million away from outgrossing London Has Fallen, and it definitely will be doing that. I'm pretty sure we'll definitely be reporting on that next weekend. I really don't have much more to add on this film, though, because I pretty much talked it up enough as far as what I can really say about its financial returns. So let's move on to number 3, which is Good Boys, making $5 million, adding to a domestic total of $66 million, so that's tripled that $20 million budget, and worldwide, similar to Angel Has Fallen, it is also sitting at $82 million, so it has quadrupled that $20 million budget. This is obviously really good. Similar to Angel Has Fallen, maybe before it leaves the top 10, it'll get to $100 million worldwide. I honestly think that would be a really cool thing to see for this film, but like Angel Has Fallen, I keep repeating myself, but like Angel Has Fallen, we just kind of have to wait and see on that one. Number 4, we have The Lion King, making $4 million, adding to a domestic total of $529 million, and worldwide it is sitting at $1.599 billion, so it's literally one off from getting to $1.600 billion worldwide. This is obviously really great, and I've talked about this film enough. There's really nothing else new that I can really say about this film's financial returns other than it's still making a ton of money. So let's go on to number 5, which was not Hobbs Shaw, it was Overcomer. It slipped on in there and beat out Hobbs Shaw by just a little bit. We'll get to that in a second. It made $3.75 million, adding to a domestic total of $24 million. So it's about to, what's the term? The one over quadruple, I think quintuple its $5 million budget, maybe? I think that's the word. Correct me if I'm wrong. But that's obviously really great for this film. Obviously, I'm obviously never going to see it in my life because it's not a film that I know will like. I'm sure just by looking at what it's about, I'm not going to like it, and I don't even want to see it because I know what the results will be. But I think what's interesting to note about this box office is that when the actual numbers do come out tomorrow, Fast and Furious Presents Hobbs Shaw could be in the top 5 because it's only off by their weekend gross by just a little bit. It made $3.72 million, which is very close. That adds to a domestic total of $164 million. Domestically, it is $45 million away from outgrossing Fast 5. I definitely don't think it'll get there at this point, but hey, they got pretty close. Worldwide, it is sitting at $719 million. They crossed over the $700 million margin, which is obviously a great achievement for them, and it is $69 million away from outgrossing Fast and Furious 6. But also, if we're just looking at the director's past work, David Leitch, this movie is $59 million away from outgrossing Deadpool 2 worldwide. Domestically, it's not going to come close to outgrossing Deadpool 2 at all, but worldwide, it's actually getting pretty close, and whether it gets there or not, I'm not even sure yet, but the fact that it's getting this close is actually pretty good for the man. Number 7, we have the Peanut Butter Falcon actually sneaking in out of the indie film circuit now. More people are getting the word about this film now. It made $2.276 million. This is where the numbers are going to get really tight here, but that's what it made this weekend, adding to a total of $12 million on a budget of $6.2 million. So they actually did pretty much double that budget this weekend, so that's pretty good. It managed to get into the top 10, even if it's not the top 5. They at least bumped it up enough so that more people are aware of it and actually was able to finally double their budget. That's actually pretty good for this film. Number 8, we have Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, making $2.275 million, and as you notice, this is very close to the Peanut Butter Falcon, so when the actual numbers come out, these things could be flip-flopped, but that adds to a domestic total of $62 million, and domestically it is $1 million away from outgrossing Las Vegas to be CBS Films' highest-grossing domestic film ever, pretty much, and it's definitely going to get there, so we might as well celebrate now. Worldwide, it is sitting at $88 million, so it needs $12 million to get to $100 million worldwide. Not sure if it's going to do that because it is starting to dip down a lot, but worldwide, as far as the CBS Films records go, it still has $39 million to go till it outgrosses The Woman in Black, and then $46 million more till it outgrosses Las Vegas to be the worldwide highest grossing film for CBS. I don't think it's going to get there though, but domestically, it's definitely going to get there, like at least by tomorrow. Number 9, we have Ready or Not, making $2.22 million, adding to a domestic total of $25 million, and worldwide it is sitting at $35 million, so that is good to see at least, although I wish this was a bigger hit. Obviously, the fact that they were able to make more money off of this with a limited budget like $6 million, that's really great to see. I'm glad that they got at least some form of success, even though I wish it was much more, because this movie's actually really great and better than a lot of the films that made more money. And also, closing out the video now, Dora and the Lost City of Gold came in at number 10, making $2.1 million, adding to a domestic total of $54 million, and worldwide it is sitting at $82 million. So it came really close, believe it or not. It's $16 million off from doubling that $49 million budget, and though it didn't overall get there, and I'm sure they must be disappointed by that, at least this movie actually made a little bit more money than I thought. Honestly, I thought this was going to be like a huge bomb, like no one was going to go see it, but it actually made a decent number of money. It's not enough to warrant more Dora the Explorer movies, but hey, it made enough and it exceeded some expectations out there as far as the financial returns go and also just the movie itself. But now it's time for the fun part, the predictions for next week's top 5. Number 1, I'm going with It Chapter 2 once again. Then number 2, I'm going with Hustlers because of the recent buzz for this film. Then number 3, The Goldfinch. Number 4, Angel Has Fallen, and number 5, Good Boys. But what are your predictions for next week's top 5? Leave them in the comments below, and as always, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe. I'm Jackson Fulcher. See you guys next time.